Good evening, President Logan, Superintendent Allison, and members of the board. We have a lot to celebrate tonight, but before we get to our first item of good news, we wrapped up a celebration reception for Superintendent Allison. Today is his last board meeting with us before he moves on to Olathe, and I would like to invite Cheryl Logan to say a few words.
Well, we just had the reception for Superintendent Allison. He absolutely hates doing these kinds of things, but you got one more, John. We would like to run a video that kind of shows some of the things that John has done while he's been in this district.
Right, but it has to be a 10.
Yeah, it has to be a 10.
And no minuses.
No minuses? You can't do like 12 minus 2?
No, we can't do anything like that.
There we go. We are WPS proud. Push this? Or this one? How expensive are those lights if I take one? Press one here. Okay, here. Help me so I don't crash this thing. Here. Save me. Save me.
We're going to miss you around here, mister. I think the video shows very clearly what makes John so special is that he always stays focused on the students. And even when the tough decisions had to be made, you were making them through that filter. So any other thing else before I? Nope. Okay. I would like to give you just something so that you don't forget us. This is the poster that has all of our schools' logos on it. So John can hang it wherever he would like. And one more time, is there anything you would like to say? Okay. He's about all thanked out. Okay, next item.
All right. And I'd like to add, it's been an honor working for you, and I hopefully will see you at a K-State football game. Now, as we continue our celebrations, we know we have outstanding schools, but it's always nice to know when they have been recognized, especially on the national stage. And that was true for Northeast Magnet and Northwest High School, as they were listed in the U.S. News and World Report. And I would like to invite Assistant Superintendent Bill Faflick and Gil Alvarez and the principals from both Northwest and Northeast to come forward.
Well, good evening, President Logan, members of the board, Superintendent Allison, and Dr. Thompson. Certainly one of the marks of a great leader is great schools, and Superintendent Allison has made that possible, and we're here to recognize two of the very best schools in the state of Kansas. Tonight, I introduce Matt Kriesman, principal at Northeast Magnet High School, and Mr. Gil Alvarez, principal of Northwest High School, as leaders in two schools that were both named as best in Kansas by the U.S. News and World Report. First of all, Northwest High School was ranked number 15 in the state of Kansas. Northwest High School is a school where academic achievement is always goal number one. Instruction is first rate. Leadership is present that supports its staff and maintains accountability for success. All of the systems at Northwest High School are aligned for success of students, and there is a culture of excellence at Northwest High School. I am very proud to introduce the principal of Northwest High School, number 15 in the state of Kansas, Mr. Gil Alvarez. Gil, congratulations. I'm not very good Vanna White, so we'll have Gil unleash a banner that will be proudly displayed at Northwest High School. Outstanding. Congratulations to Northwest, Mr. Alvarez, and all of his staff. And now, Northeast Magnet High School. Mr. Kriesman, if you'll step forward. Northeast Magnet High School is one of the best high schools in Kansas by U.S. News and World Report. In fact, it was ranked number 7 in our great state based upon our students' performance on state assessments, their graduation rate, and how well they prepare students for post-secondary success. Of the top 10 schools in the state of Kansas, no one had a graduation rate anywhere close to Northeast Magnet's graduation rate of 99.5%. What a fantastic accomplishment by Northeast. Mr. Kriesman, congratulations on a job well done, a job underway. We're not quite done, but great things at Northeast Magnet High School. Thank you for your leadership and your work. Absolutely. I'll have you introduce staff and welcome.
I did have my 2 assistant principals with me, Ernie Sweat and Becky Saylor, and they're both a big part of this. And then just like at Northwest, at Northeast Magnet, the staff at Northeast Magnet is outstanding, and this doesn't happen without our teachers, so they're a big part of this.
Well, we thank our leaders for their work, and we thank the staff for their hard work to make each of these schools fantastic. Well done, and thank you to the Board of Education for the opportunity to recognize these two great schools.
Congratulations to both of you and to all your staff. That's wonderful. You represent us well. Thank you.
Now we would like to recognize one of the great partnerships that we have with our district with Martin Pringle Law Firm. This started a couple of years ago and has grown exponentially and has done a great job. And I would like to invite Debbie Corrigan from Partner Support Office and the members of Martin Pringle to talk a little bit more about this great way that they're supporting Hamilton and Harry Street.
Debbie, I thought you'd retired. You just can't get away from us, can you?
I'm a volunteer now. Good evening, President Logan, Superintendent Allison, Board of Education members, and Dr. Thompson. Tonight, it is my honor to recognize a truly invested partner in education and youth in our school community. Martin Pringle Law Firm is committed to supporting students in our district through volunteering and mentoring. Over 30 attorneys and staff have mentored students at Harry Street and Hamilton. Over the past 2 years, groups from Martin Pringle have spent 1 day a week during lunch working with students on activities. Martin Pringle has been very generous, providing supplies and incentives for students. At the end of this year, students were given a very, very special opportunity to see firsthand the operations of a law firm. At the end of the tour, the students gathered in the Martin Pringle boardroom, had lunch with their mentor, and were each given a backpack, snacks, special treats, and a personalized note to have a successful summer. I could go on and on and on about this tremendous partnership, but I know the Martin Pringle folks would like to say a few words and talk about their experience. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Rick Thompson with the Martin Pringle team.
Good evening. First, you all make it very easy for us to volunteer. Between what the district does and what Pando Initiative does, it helps us to what we feel we help the kids. We have 31 mentors, and we mentor 29 kids, 7th graders, 13 7th graders at Hamilton Middle School, and make sure I get my math right, 16 first, second, and third graders at Harry Street Elementary. And we have a number of I think the majority of our mentors are USD 259 graduates. So we like to complete that circle, and a couple of them actually went to Harry Street Elementary and Hamilton Middle School where we volunteer. As I mentioned, we have 31 folks. We have 65 in our Wichita office. So our firm has bought into the concept of helping the district and helping these kids. There are a few of the folks I'd like to recognize, some of our leaders. Lynn Smith, who volunteers at Hamilton Middle School, Mickey Murtis, Deb Martinez, Melinda Meckenstock, and Lynn Smith, who volunteer at Harry Street Elementary. And some of us can't make it every week, so we have teams. We have 4 elementary school teams and 2 middle school teams. So every week, there's at least 2 or 3 mentors for each group of 4 children that we mentor. And I'm speaking to an audience that understands the value of volunteering, but I see some students. You know, when we started doing this, we didn't know what kind of impact we would have on these 1st, 2nd, 3rd graders and 7th graders, but there's value in just showing up, being a positive role model. And my son came back from college, and he went with us. He asked if he could go. Those kids still talk about the 6'4" curly-haired boy that came to visit them. So you may not think you'll make a difference in an hour, but you will. You will. We had a 7th grader who came to our boardroom, gave the most eloquent speech you could about the value of us showing up. It said it made her day. And I know more than one crusty old attorney teared up after she spoke, and a number of other folks too. But there is value to this from our law firm. My team, I have a marketing person, I have a file clerk, I have a paralegal. Where's Deb? Deb Martinez, a legal assistant. Folks that I normally wouldn't work with day in and day out, because we've got 65 folks. But we see us in a different context, helping these kids. And it makes a big difference in our team approach. It builds morale. And we look forward to it, I think, more than the kids do each Wednesday. And the school lunches aren't that bad. I mean, but we've enjoyed the partnership, as I mentioned. The folks at the district and at Pando make it easy to help. And for you youngsters out there, please, if you have an opportunity to volunteer, do it. Wherever you go to college, after college, you make a difference. Thanks very much.
Wow, what a wonderful testimonial. Thank you so much. And you know what? You guys really make a difference too. We appreciate you so much being in our schools on a regular basis. Thank you.
We do appreciate our partnerships, and I do want to mention that, yes, Debbie did retire last week, even though I'm kind of in denial on that. And she has been with our district for 36 years, so we want to thank her for all that she has done for our students throughout those years. Our next item, we would like to recognize both West High School and East High School for being named state championships, but on two very different levels. So I would like to invite Mr. Bill Faflick down again to talk more about that.
I've asked some of the West High representatives to join us down here for our very next item. Well, we know that great schools have great students that make up great teams. And certainly we have that evident this evening as we celebrate a couple of state championships at the Class 6A level. We know that there's a revival going on at Wichita High School West, home of the Pioneers, where they are striving to be the best of the best. That revival is one of success that's not just for the athletic teams on the court and in the field, not just in the community with the community service that they are completing, but in the classroom where instruction is taking place. I am very pleased to introduce to you this evening on behalf of Principal Hudson, Assistant Principal Brian G. is in the back, Spencer O'Daniel. Spencer is the teacher, journalism teacher and coach of the Kansas State High School Activities Association Class 6A State Championship Journalism Team. So this is our team represented this evening. The West High journalism students traveled to Lawrence, Kansas on Saturday, May 6th to compete against all of the other 6A schools from across our great state in the Kansas Scholastic Press Association State Contest. Coach O'Daniel and his team of 15 West High journalists brought home the 6A State Championship trophy to 820 South Osage, home of the Pioneers. And I could not be more proud of the effort of these students and their leadership of their coach. And I'm very pleased to have Coach O'Daniel introduce the representatives here this evening and speak briefly of his team. Coach O'Daniel.
Good evening. I'm Spencer O'Daniel, Journalism Advisor at West. Here with me tonight, I have Eric Ramirez. He's a member of my photography team. Destiny Riker, she's the yearbook editor. Taylor Kowitz, who is a member of the Pioneer TV team. And Gabrielle Hazen, who is a newspaper editor for the West Word. The simple thing is, at the beginning of the year, we set a goal of top 3, hashtag top 3 in the 6A at the state tournament. And it was a goal that my students fully invested themselves in, and we had 21 kids go to state. And at the end of the day, at about 7:30 that night, the results came out. And like I said, we were just hoping for 3rd or 4th place, and the results came out, and we had 18 total points. It's similar to a track meet, and we are state champions. So we're very excited about the goal. I want to thank you guys for your support of career and tech ed here in Wichita, and most importantly, believing in the power and the importance of high school journalism now more than ever. So thank you very much.
Journalism is one of those nerve-wracking ordeals and competitions where you actually leave the venue before the results are in. There's no scoreboard that keeps track, and there's no countdown clock that says game over, winner declared. They get that via text, they get that via social media, and then the celebration is able to begin here in the Wichita community. So we're very proud of West High School. Now I'd like to invite our swim team from Wichita High School East, home of the Aces, down to the front. I'm joined this evening now by Coach Joe Hutchinson and members of the Wichita High School East Girls Swimming and Diving Kansas State High School Activities Association Class 6A Championship Team. What a great accomplishment that these young ladies achieved in their state meet just a few weeks ago up in Topeka, Kansas. Much like Coach O'Daniel and his team, they set a goal of being in the top 3 this year at the state tournament. That happens after a series of 4th place finishes. You want in that top 3 because you'll want to bring home some hardware. And these girls did not disappoint. They knew that it was going to take a lot of hard work in order to achieve that goal. Throughout the season, the team worked on visualizing their individual goals while becoming a whole team. The motto was, "No one swims alone." That attitude was so evident to Topeka that many parents heard comments about how close that team from Wichita East seemed to be. It was very appropriate that the final event, the team clinching event, was a relay team that took 4 outstanding individual swims to pull out the team victory. Truly, team is together. Everyone achieves more. This is the very first title for the girls swimming and diving program at Wichita High School East. Along the way, this team had continued the tradition of success as they won their 9th consecutive Wichita City League championship, set 6 new school records, broke 4 City League records, and in 1 week, we may find that we have an All-American in our midst as those final times are compared from across our country. Additionally, this team was ranked in the top 30 by the National Swimming Association, which compares dual rankings from all states in all classes from across the country. Tonight, I'm so proud to introduce to you from the home of champions, Wichita High School East, the 6A Girls Swimming and Diving State Champions, Coach Joe Hutchinson. Congratulations on a great season. We're so proud of you.
All right, well, first of all, I would like to thank you all for supporting athletics, especially a sport like swimming. It takes a lot of focus and money to have these programs, and we would not be here if it weren't for your support. I would also like just to thank all of the swimming community here in Wichita. It really is a lot of fun when you go up to these statewide competitions and you see people from all over the city, no matter what schools, cheering for each other from this part of the state. Sports like swimming tend to be dominated by the Northeast quarter, and Mr. Allison, you're going to be joining them up there shortly. You'll be one of the enemy, but it's nice. It's nice when the South Side gets a little bit of recognition as well. I would like to recognize some of the girls that are here, and I'll do it by class just to make sure I get them all that are here. Our freshmen are Reagan Carlson. And you guys just step forward and give us a little wave. Eloise Lavacek, Jasmine Kwa, Astrid Dirkswager, Katie Malakote, Katerina Savides, Julia Whitfield, Sophie Godel, Isabel Shepard, Brenna Vanaventer, Kara Clow, Janice Wang, and the team captain, Madison Houghton. So, thank you all very much.
Again, once again, congratulations to this outstanding group of representatives from the Wichita Public Schools, from Wichita High School East. We are so proud of you. Thank you to our board for supporting our interscholastic activity program. Connecting kids to school makes a difference, not for the purpose of winning championships, but for all of the benefits that are part of that program. We know our student athletes, our student participants achieve at a higher level and are connected to school, and we are so fortunate to have your support in that regard. Thank you so much.
And Mr. Faflick, if you would just stay there for a moment, please. This is Bill's last meeting with us. He will be moving on, retiring from our district after 33 years. And you have done an outstanding job in every position that you've held in this district. You have always exceeded expectations, and we're going to miss you a whole lot. So good luck in your new adventure. He's kind of moving back to his first love, which is sports and going to be the executive director for Keisha, but you're retiring from us, and we wanted to give you one of our plaques with our logos on it so that you won't forget us. You want to say anything?
Wow. Thank you. It is humbling to have had the opportunities that you have provided to work with students. And make no mistake, my first love is students and seeing them be successful and preparing them for success today in school, because the education they receive will provide a lifetime of opportunity. There is no way you can forget the Wichita Public Schools. And thank you so much for this very, very nice honor. I truly appreciate it.